So another perspective you're not gonna see anywhere else. The backside of my steering. So I put out a video last night saying that this would not have happened at the White House if we were actually making decisions for ourselves and not relying on one representative to represent everybody. Which, it's not even possible. And I thought this whole thing was completely fake. But and I was it's appearing that I was right, but I actually thought so for the wrong reasons. The reason I thought it was all BS is because I thought the shooting was taking place at the White House, and I was watching the live stream as it happened. Like I clicked on it literally like it was like 40 something seconds after they declared the evacuation, and I backed up and screamed like 4 or 5 times, and there were no gunshots. I didn't show it to my wife, showed it to the kids. Hey, this is what you call a president, or our president is being evacuated here on domestic soil. But there's no gunshots. Not only that, but I was at the White House the week that Trump was making all his statements about how unsafe DC was and everything. And for the week that I was there, I was staying in Maryland, like 20 minutes from DC, and I was driving to DC after work. And one night in particular, I was out there until like 2 in the morning, dude. Walking around, I started at Lincoln Memorial, went across the monument, went down to like places I don't know what they are. Um, Went to the White House, Supreme Court, saw the Library of Congress. I walked all the way around the White House. I walked up to the front, literally the front doors of the White House, and was talking to the two guards that were just standing out there. It was just us. There were two cops in cars running around, just checking me out, just watching me because there was nobody else to watch. I was literally the only person there, other than the guards and the cops. Fast forward a week later, yeah, and at Lincoln Memorial, at like 11 o'clock at night, there's a whole fucking group, like 100 people, like some college or something. I don't know. And there was young kids there too, but with them, but it was this huge group of younger kids and young kids, like 20 years old and younger. And they were not afraid. There were no homeless people near the monument. There were no homeless people or anything like that around the around any of that. Around the pool. Can't remember. I can never remember what that pool is called. But anyway, yeah, it just didn't exist. Fast forward a week and a half later, I brought my son and a buddy of mine up to see a musician called Marson, really good guitarist. After we were done with the show, I was like, "Hey man, let's go check out downtown. My son's never been here. I want to see the White House and stuff." So the first place we went was the White House, and I parked the car where I always parked right across the street. And I get out, I'm like, "Where the hell is the White House? It's supposed to be right there." I was like, I understand that maybe my memory is, I'm misremembering from when I was 20. I used to come here all the time, but I was just here last week, and I parked right there. Where's the White House? You could not see the White House. They had that fucker barricaded up so tight. We walked all the way around the White House, 360 degrees. There's only one spot you can see the White House, and you're like you're at least 100 yards away, like a couple hundred yards away. You're not getting to it. And the homeless population there was more homeless people after they put up the wall. I shit you not, I saw one homeless person in DC after they put up that wall, and he was literally sleeping on the park bench in front of the fucking wall that they just put up. So tell me that they give two shits about the homeless people. You can't. I was there. I fucking saw it. So in my mind, shots fired at the White House because I thought they were at the White House. I didn't know they were in the hotel. So I'm like, shots fired at the White House. I immediately was like, this is bullshit because you can't even see the White House. There's no way you're going to hear any shots outside by the road, hundreds of yards away, inside that building. Well, come to find out, it wasn't the White House, so I was wrong about that. But there were some people that rewatched those surveillance videos that the government released. Wouldn't you know it? They're fucking AI. That's right. The assailant. He's standing there holding the sign, and then he goes to run towards the people, and his face literally eats the sign, and the sign just disappears. Fucking 2 foot wide sign. His face just swallows the whole sign as he's running towards these people. And then the history they have on the guy. One tweet. One. One post on Twitter from December 2023 says something like Merry Christmas or whatever. And then they have one photo of him. What was that photo? There was a photo of him. That was shady as fuck too. I can't remember why. I can't remember the photo. But then apparently in surveillance video, I didn't see this, but there's more videos. I guess, what do you know? He's wearing an Epstein shirt. Wow, that part I don't understand. If you're gonna do AI, why would you put Epstein on it? I don't know. Then again, he did release that video or that picture of Jesus, not knowing what he was doing with the freaking like Satan behind him. Have you seen that? The one where it depicts him as Jesus. Forget that part. That was actually an edited photo that somebody shared with Trump that he shared with us. The original photo is not Satan behind him. There's some soldiers up there or something. The one that Trump shared, somebody took that Satan or that one of the soldiers, one in the middle, and they made him look like Satan. They edited the video for this photo before he released it. I don't know, man. And then Musk Stanley was like, he's not the Antichrist, but he will usher in the Antichrist. Which is crazy because my wife and I have been like, he's a false prophet. He's not the Antichrist, but I can see him ushering in the Antichrist. Then you start reading the prophecy about, the man of lawlessness, and it gets to be too much, man. But last night, regardless of all the conspiracy crap, and whatever, that and the theology, last night was a lie. We're being lied to. Watch the video. Watch that whole face just get swallowed, or that whole sign get swallowed up by his face. It just don't happen like that. Sorry. But I have used paper before. I've made signs, and I understand that I can't run in 10 feet and swallow that whole damn sign. It's just not possible. So, we are being lied to. And immediately after this came out, Trump came out and he's like, see? I told you we need to do that new bunker and ballroom in the White House. Fuck you don't. Fuck your ballroom and your bunker. Fucking, if that's that bad, why are you staying at the White House in the bunker anyway? Shit gets that bad, you need to get the fuck out of Dodge. Why do you even have a bunker at the White House? Unless they can't see anything coming in and they don't actually know what the hell's going on. But, and then also, additionally, he's like, yeah, this is why we need to, get rid of the warranting requirements, where he's talking about Pfizer warrants. And he's talking about how he was, attacked worse than anybody else. The Democrats came after him because of Pfizer warrants, which I don't understand that logic. I didn't actually really listen to the whole thing, so I don't really know what he was talking about. But I do know that his statement was talking about their plan to eliminate the necessity for warrants for searches and whatnot, which they're trying to do. They're trying to, I believe they already did. The Supreme Court just ruled that they don't need probable cause to serve or a warrant to invade your house anymore. They just can walk right in. So, yeah, we're being lied to. This is like bullshit. And what do you do with it? What do you do with it? I mean, you can say, oh, Carl would have been better. Were you not alive during Biden's presidency? Were you sleeping the whole time? How about Obama, Bush, Clinton? Clinton stole the technology they used to tap cell phones from my father after he sat down and had dinner with him. And was like, nah, U.S. doesn't want anything to do with that. So, yeah, I mean, and that's the new tech, not the old tech, where they had to, intercept your phone call and then you could hear the clicking or whatever. No, the new tech, the shit my dad invented, it clones your network, and your phone connects to its network. It's called the Phantom. Roman Balkanov at Facts Matter actually did a huge expose on it. He even uncovered the initial device that my dad created, which was a freaking jammer for IEDs that people in Iraq would wear in their bulletproof vests. Of course, he put an on-off switch on it, so the batteries were always dead. They never used it. That one kind of failed. But the cell phone shit, that took off. So when you see these mass data collection planes flying overhead, you probably think my dad did that.